It was North Korea's own version of fireworks for the 4th of July. The communist state today fired off a new missile that may, someday, put the United States within range of its weapons. Nick Schifrin begins our coverage.
On this July 4th, North Korea declared independence from what it called American nuclear threats.
The scientists and technicians have successfully test-fired the newly developed intercontinental ballistic missile.
In Pyongyang, North Koreans celebrated what appears to be its most advanced test in its long pursuit of a nuclear weapon. The missile flew for about 40 minutes, almost straight up, reaching an altitude of more than 1,500 miles, and came down 580 miles away in the Sea of Japan. On a flatter trajectory, it's estimated the missile could have traveled as far as 4,000 miles, past Anchorage, Alaska, says scientist David Wright.
If they shoot it essentially straight up in the air, it goes very, very high and comes down not very far away. If they then flatten it out a little bit, it uses all that speed to go a much longer distance.
But the test does not mean North Korea can deliver a nuclear weapon. It's not known whether it's mastered required miniaturization or guidance and separation systems that can take years to develop.
As you go to longer and longer ranges, there are just much higher stresses, vibrations, the acceleration. So there are a lot of forces on this nuclear warhead. What we don't know is whether they've actually done the final steps to have a warhead that they could actually put on one of these long-range missiles and have it work the way it's supposed to.
As president-elect, Donald Trump vowed not to let today's event ever happen. As president, he tried to push China to pressure North Korea, but he recently admitted that failed. Today, he addressed North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, tweeting, "Does this guy have anything better to do with his life? Perhaps China will put a heavy move on North Korea and end this nonsense once and for all." But today, China didn't show willingness to apply more pressure.
We hope all sides can remain calm and exercise restraint, ease the tense situation on the peninsula.
And in Moscow, Chinese and Russian presidents Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin jointly called for the U.S. and North Korea to abandon long-held positions in order to calm the peninsula.
We agreed to actively promote parallel freezing of nuclear missile activities of North Korea and large-scale joint military drills of the U.S. and South Korea.
North Korea has exploited the July 4th holiday before, in 2006 and 2009. But this is their most dramatic test, and their momentum is increasing. They've now launched more missiles in the last 3 years than in the last 3 decades.
I don't see a roadblock to them being able to continue this process until they got a missile that really had the ability to reach the lower 48 states. I think it's just a matter of time until they reach that point.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Nick Schifrin.
We'll look at the implications of the North Korean test right after the news summary.